And I think if we bring up on screen now a comparison of this guy as a freeze frame and the other guy as a freeze frame, I think you can see that it's just completely different people. You know, like I said, the same guy with the same body shape, the same look, the same clothes, in the same environment, basically doing the same thing. But because of my body language, I can be perceived in two completely different ways. One is a leader of society and an alpha male, and the other one is just some tech nerd or some submissive man that just looks as though he's having a bad day.
Okay guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I want to talk about removing the underdog mindset. We see this a lot in this way in era after era, but especially in this modern era where kind of the meek will inherit the earth. You know, we all love a Hollywood story. We all love it when the team who isn't supposed to win ends up winning the championship. You know, when the film Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, where all the kids are terrible at football and somehow they go and win it. You know, the Mighty Ducks. Everybody loves these fucking films, the underdog story. Truth be told, guys, that isn't how life works. And I remember growing up, I'd be watching certain films where the team that was clearly the best, they were the dominant, they'd be winning at the start and then eventually they'd lose. I'd turn it off when they were winning. I'd quite like the dominant person to keep winning. You know, everyone's like, I hope Floyd Mayweather loses. I hope Floyd Mayweather loses. I was always like, I hope he batters this guy. I hope he takes this fight by absolute storm. I hope he looks amazing while he's doing it. I hope he dominates this guy. Just something inside of me that just wants the best to win. And that's a mentality that a lot of you guys have got to install, because I know what a lot of you are doing. I know exactly what a lot of you are doing, because I've had isolated moments in my life where I've done the same thing, and I've spoken to a lot of guys over the years in this industry that have done this. It's the Walter Mitty thing. Have you guys ever watched the film Walter Mitty? If not, go and watch it, right? More for research purposes than anything else, because it will show you what I'm talking about. This is what a lot of you are. You're Walter Mitty, where you're sitting there and you see a beautiful woman, right? You've never spoken to her before. You see her and you're like, God, she's gorgeous. She's just getting on with her day, whatnot. Maybe she's at the local cafe where you are, the coffee shop. Maybe she's in your workplace. Maybe she's at your gym. Doesn't matter, right? It's in a confined environment where you're seeing her often. You do nothing about it, right? You then go home and you just kind of picture a scenario. You know, you're in bed at night, maybe you're masturbating, whatever, and you're picturing her just like, that certain scenario where it's like, you're not like the other guys. You always see this in fucking Hollywood films, or, you know, something happens and you save her. You come out of work and some guy's like harassing her and you're like, hey, stop, buddy. Right? Guys go through these fucking Walter Mitty scenarios in their heads a million times a day. And it's fucking embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. And a lot of you need to get out of that mindset, guys, because I promise you, right? If you're not a certain type of man, and I'm talking the type of guy who's got some level of success, is very masculine, is built quite well, looks a certain way. Now, you don't have to be super good looking. Like Andrew Tate said months ago, you just have to look scary. Okay, just having that masculine look about you is enough. Now, if you look good on top of that, if you're a handsome guy, it helps. But just being scary, just being big, jacked, having great assets, whatever, just looking like a mob boss, that shit really does help, right? So the point I'm making is, if you aren't that, if you're that skinny, feminine-looking guy who looks like he's about 12 years old, and he's like, but I'm a really nice guy. And you're picturing scenarios where this woman is going to fall in love with you and she's going to be like, oh, actually, he's a really good guy. You know, and you're overhearing her telling stories at work. Yeah, and he cheated on me and this guy. And you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be the one. She's going to be like, you're not like the other guys. Finally, somebody who loves me for me. I'll be honest with you, she quite likes getting cheated on. She quite likes it. Okay, a woman would never admit it, but it's just almost like you've got this high value guy that she is fucking with her head. She wants to chase after him. She's like, why doesn't he want me? Well, she kind of likes that. She doesn't want you that nobody else wants. who isn't going to excite her, who isn't going to bring her anything exciting, you know? I'm not saying you should go and cheat on a woman, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying your vision of the world that Hollywood's given you isn't the same as what's actually happening in real life, all right? Because I've had women that I've treated like shit, not on purpose, where I've just been like, yeah, I'm not too bothered. You know, go and do whatever you want to do. Like, fuck it, I don't care. And I've got on with my life, right? There's other guys that are treating them really nice that I know about. You know, that are seeing them on the street, that are buying them things. I'll get that for you. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Fine. Yeah, you go first. That nice guy image. And I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just getting on my life, whatever. Saturday night, 3 a.m., my phone goes off. It's that woman, right? When she wants to get her back blown out, or when she's genuinely, you know, just like, who do I actually want? She will always call a man like me. So you might be there, you know, as this very nice guy, and you're picturing the Walter Mitty scenario where one day you manage to punch me in the face and I drop to the floor and you're like, it's okay, babe, I'll look after you now. I just promise you it's not going to happen. You know, that's the Hollywood scenario where it's like, hey, Buster, and he turns around and you go smack and he drops to the floor and the girl's like, oh my God, I didn't know you had that in you. The Back to the Future scenario where he gets up off the floor, grits his teeth, hey, don't treat a woman like that. Bang, right? But the reality is, a man like me goes, you fucking what, pal? And that's it. You just go to sleep. And then the woman's like, oh no, I don't like fighting, whatever. A week later, she's in my bed. Right? And this is what people don't understand. Is they are picturing this Walter Mitty scenario where they're going to come in and save the day. Where it's like some, you know, meek will inherit the earth type of character. I'm just telling you, for your own good, guys, for your own safety, 1 in a billion circumstances might work like that. The majority of the time, the woman's going to be like, you're a really nice guy. Oh, he's really sweet. Oh, he's such a good person. And then Saturday night, she's screaming at 1,000 decibels in my bedroom. I'm just telling you the truth of what happens, okay? And then when people ask, oh, he's a dickhead. Oh, he annoys me. I hate him. She's back the next week. She's back the next week. She's back the next week. Do you see what I'm saying here, guys? Life isn't... People say life isn't fair. Life is fair. It's pretty accurate. Which is strange, okay? And like, good guys won't get rewarded. It doesn't mean you have to be a dick. But I'm just saying that Walter Mitty scenario where you're like, even though I'm not as handsome as that guy, even though I'm not in as good shape as that guy, even though I don't make as much money, she'll find out that I'm the better person. It's like, no, life's pretty fair. Or just reward whoever's at the top of the tree. Hollywood's made it a different way. Hollywood's made it so every guy thinks that they've got a chance, right? And you guys might be thinking, hang on, Chris, you promote self-improvement. Why are you saying this now? Because you're at the top? What I'm telling you guys is what I've always told you guys, is all you ever have at the start is external attraction. And in order to get the results that you want, you have to be at a certain level. Okay, a woman might be like, I want a guy who's kind, who's friendly, who looks after me, who respects me, who's honest with me. She does. But what she won't tell you is, oh, but prior to all that, there's a barrier to entry. And you've got to, you know, earn this much, look this way. Like, you don't have to be the richest, you don't have to be the best looking, you don't have to have the best shape, but you have to be at least at this level. And it's like 70, 80% of guys, probably 90% of guys are below that to even begin with. So it's like you're not even going to get a chance to start. And that's where the Walter Mitty scenario fucks guys up. Now, anybody can get there, and I'm living proof of that, because you guys saw me 2-3 years ago, I looked terrible. Okay, I didn't really have many options. I looked terrible, and the options I did have, they weren't, you know, unbelievable women. But all of that has now changed where I have the power exchange. In my opinion, that's what it feels like now. I feel like I have options. I feel like I can kind of just be like, well, never mind then. Somebody else will take your place. And that takes place. Right? But you've got to get out of this underdog mindset. You know, where like, yeah, we're losing right now, but I promise you the underdog's going to rise to the top. I'm going to get my time in the sun. She's going to notice me and she's going to know. And this isn't just about women. This is business too, but women's a great example. It's business. It's a fight with another man, okay? Like I'm 95 kilograms, but I'm quick and I can box, okay? I can actually fight. So when I say, yeah, but a lot of the big guys are slower, it can work for me, okay? Like a guy who's like 130 kilograms, but he's fat. I'm taking that guy out in seconds. But if you're like 65 kilograms and you're going, but the problem with the big guys is they're slow. No, that 130 kilogram guy is going to squash your face. Okay, this the whole underdog story, like the woman who does one karate kick and the guy goes out cold, it's Hollywood. You know, in business where it's like the small company took out the big one. No, the big one probably crushed them or bought them. Okay, everything is very cutthroat. Everything is fucking nasty in the real world. And a lot of people have got this underdog mindset of like, I'm the little guy and eventually I'll rise up and she'll spot me. They're like, you see that thing on social media very in the last few years. You got to be the hero of your own story. Yeah, in a sense, if you've actually, you know, if you're actually planning to rise to the top. But so many guys are just like that underdog hero, where it's like the skinny kind of nerd that ends up getting the top level cheerleader. It's like, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. It won't happen. You know, he does nothing all day, he just plays video games, and all of a sudden, you know, he wins the lottery and his life gets really good. It's just like, guys, stop it. Stop it, please. Like, all the guys that are sleeping with the best women, that are at the top of society, that make the most money, that have the nicest house, the nicest clothes, the nicest car, etc., have worked their bollocks off ferociously. I saw a clip the other day. It said, Hamza defends First Man. And some kid said that I was too serious. It was like First Man, he's too intense, he's too serious. He's 100% right. He's 100% right. Now, I'm not like that all the time. If you get to know me, you have a chat with me, you're like, fuck, this guy's pretty normal. But when it comes to business, when it comes to all of this shit, when I turn on the cameras, when I'm on a conference call, when I'm answering emails, you better believe I'm fucking serious. Why is this late? Why are we a week late? Okay, that's money off for me then. Be like, guys, I'm not waiting 2 weeks. You fucked up. That's money off for me. Yeah, but I'm like, no, unacceptable. That level of seriousness, professionalism, not taking any shit is what's necessary, okay? Some guy gets in my face, I'm putting that cunt to sleep. Okay, when I go to the gym, I'm deadly locked in. I'm deadly serious. It's not some underdog story where it's like, oh, I'm going to get in shit. It's just like, it has to be on point. I have to be listening to aggressive music, gritting my teeth. I want to fuck people up. You know, when you're having sex with a woman, it's not, I love you, babe. I love you. Stroking her hair. It's just grab those legs, spread them wide, and just smash her to smithereens. Right? There's little things like that in life that you will never get taught. You'll never get taught things like that, okay? But the guys that are doing that are 110% at everything that they do, they're trying to break that woman's back. They're trying to crush every other business around them. They're trying to go to the gym and be the most menacing Mike Tyson looking motherfucker there. When they're boxing or whatever, they're trying to crush those pads. Okay, they're trying to break that punch bag. They're trying to split it so the stuffing comes out. That's the truth of life. They're the people that win. It's not this underdog Walter Mitty story where you sit there and you just start daydreaming about, oh, yeah, and then I come and rescue her in the castle, and I'm wearing shining armor, and she looks beautiful, and she turns to me and says, I can't believe there's a man like you that actually exists. I've been waiting all my life. It's like, buddy, I'm going to shoot you in the face. Stop fucking around in life. I hate that shit. Right? And that guy was right about me being serious. Because I think you have to be that way to get what you want in life. Will I always be like that? Probably not. I'll probably switch off at some point. When I've got kids, am I going to be like, hey, little cunts? Fuck it. Like, of course not, right? I'm going to be different. But and there's a time and a place for to have a laugh and a joke and take a day off and so. Which I do more so now. But when it comes to business, when it comes to the gym, when it comes to, getting the women, when it comes to, I just don't see anybody who isn't, I don't see many people who aren't a little bit egotistical, who don't have a little sense of arrogance about them, who aren't a little bit fucking nasty and aggressive, who are at the top. Everybody I see at the top is like, fuck those guys, I'm going to win. I'm going to fuck that girl. I don't care what all these little cunts are trying to do. She's mine. It's little things like that. Little things like that. And that underdog fucking mindset shit doesn't work. So if you're sitting there as some skinny little guy with no money, with no prospects, who's going, yeah, but I'm a nice person and I can make her laugh. you're fucked. You're gonna be single forever. You know, you're gonna be broke forever. But life will find a way. It's just as long as I'm happy, I promise you, you need to be a little bit more cutthroat. You need to be a little bit more of a cunt. As I've told you guys before, you need to be a cunt in life. Because without that, guys, you will be lost. And a lot of you might not like it. My natural persona is I'm a decent guy. I like to look after people. But I've got a nasty side from my dad. And he was similar. He had the split as well. But I've got a nasty side from my dad where I can be an absolute cunt if I need to be. And I put that into business. I put that into with women. And I haven't been cheated on. I haven't been fucked over. I haven't lost a good woman in, God knows how long. Years. Because of the mentality that I have. You know, it's like, come over this weekend and she turns up. I want to see you tonight. She comes around all dressed up. That's a luxury that you earn when you become a big, strong, aggressive-looking man. I mean, I've got this shaved head, I've got the beards, I've got the muscle, I've got the money. Do you know what I mean? That shit just helps. It just gives you this fuck you attitude. And you don't have to be a dick. You don't have to be a dick, but it just. And this isn't me bragging about myself at all. There's plenty of guys that have also got that. But I'm just saying it makes you go, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I've got options. Go and do whatever you want to do. You know, some guy steps to you in the street, you know you can protect yourself. Those sort of guys are at the top of everything. They're winning everything. I'm telling you. You might get the odd tech nerds and whatever, the Bill Gates and the Mark Zuckerberg. You might get one or two of those. They're pretty ferocious guys. I remember some stories about Steve Jobs that a friend of mine told, and I've told you guys before. Mark Zuckerberg's a little bit of a cunt as well. So they've got that inside of them. And look at Jeff Bezos. He was like that. Got on some steroids, hit the gym. It kind of started to look like a little bit of an alpha male. Goes and gets himself a different woman. Do you know what I mean? It's inside all of men if they just push themselves to a certain level. But I guarantee, you know, like Bill Gates' wife and what, like they weren't fucking for years. You know, if I guarantee another man was plowing Bill Gates' wife at some point. Okay, I can guarantee it. There's no way she went on that long in a sexless marriage. She was getting it somewhere else from some guy with a little bit more passion in life. Okay, I guarantee it. It's an evil, cruel world, guys. I'm sick to death of these people, you know, picturing some fucking Mario, and I think I got this right, Mario and like Princess Peach type scenario. Like, thank you for saving me. You know, the princess in the castle, or, you know, the woman goes and dates some high school jock and he treats her badly and she starts crying and realizes, oh, that guy, that nerd is the one. He's always treated me so well. I need to see him. In reality, she might run to see him, be like, oh, he treats me so badly, whatever, yeah, oh, you're always so good to me, thank you, gives him a kiss, and then goes, I better go home. And then 2-3 days later, she's fucking that guy again. That's the reality that Hollywood won't show you. You don't get together and get married and it's this great story. That may have happened in yesteryear, but in this generation now, that shit doesn't happen, okay, guys? So you got to lose that underdog mentality. I want you guys to be on top. I want you guys to want to be dominant, to be in that top 1%. Because it's the only thing that works. It's the only thing that works, I promise you. Because at the end of the day, business doesn't care about you. Money doesn't really care about you. Life certainly doesn't care about you. And women really don't give a shit. They will just go off with the best guy. And it's like, oh, but you broke that guy's heart. And she's like, but is it my fault? Truth is, she's right. It's not her fault. She's got options. She shouldn't have to be with every nice guy, you know, that treats her well. She's just like, what's the best option for me? You know, as a man that's got to the top 1%, I'm the same way. I'm like, well, you know, I've got a better option over here. Why, like, it's not my duty. Yeah, do I feel a little bit bad? Yes, like, sorry, babe, but I've got a better option. I'm going to go with this woman. I think she's the best option that I can get. It's not my job to date 50 women in one go and be like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? But what if you don't find a husband? What if I break up with you and then you're single and you can't find anybody as decent? It's not my problem, right? And women think the same way. Life thinks the same way. Business thinks the same way. Everything's the same, guys. And if you don't have that cutthroat mindset and you're living in some fucking Walter Mitty underdog story fairy tale, I promise you, you will get ran over, you will get stomped on and your life just won't go to plan. And you can sit there in your fucking bedroom at night playing with your little dick. And you can picture all these scenarios of like, but if I came in and I saved the day, and she was like, oh, you're not like the other guys. I promise you, somebody like me is fucking her while you're doing that scenario in your head. So just become a little bit more ruthless, guys. I think a lot of you are too nice. The underdog shit, throw it out. It doesn't fucking work. Yeah, it's a Hollywood movie, and it was so inspirational, because shut the fuck up. Because in real life, you will just get chewed up, spat out. And then you'll see somebody like me, and you'll be like, how's he got everything? And it's from that mentality of just being like, fuck everybody, fuck every scenario. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Like, the shit I've said in this video is terrible. I'm putting it out to 130,000 people. It'll probably get shared on TikTok non-stop, and I'll get berated for it. I don't give a fuck. Do you know why? Because when those clips go live and girls are like, oh, I hate this guy, she ends up in my DMs. That's just a little inside bit of information from me there. I won't say too much, but this is what's happening right now. Oh, I hate that fucking guy. And then she messages you and she's like, when are you free? You know, all this fucking shit. Like, that's how weird the world is. That's how nasty the fucking world is, okay? I hope you guys can take something from this. I'm not saying to be a cunt. I'm not saying to be an arsehole. You can still treat people with respect. But just know who's winning at life. You know, it's very rare that the arsehole gets his comeuppance. You know, yeah, it's a hyperbole, okay? You see these guys that are like, they're frat boys in the movie. Like, hey, Doug, I just made another milli. You know, but that's not realistic. It's just masculine guys that are like, we got to land that deal. You know, and they're dressing well and stuff like that. They're getting in their Ferrari, but they're not a dick. Do you know what I mean? They're still a decent guy, and like Hollywood dresses it up as they're like the biggest douche on the planet, and like this guy's a nice guy, and it's like that guy's probably still a decent guy. He's just doing so much better than you. He's just crushing it in all areas. That's the truth of it. Okay, so just lose this whole Hollywood bullshit thing. Winners just keep winning. They just keep pushing forward. All right, so if you're like, I don't need to go to the gym, I've got a personality. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. I can just wear a hoodie everywhere I go, because at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't want me for me, good luck with that. I don't need a car or a nice house. If a woman wants me for my car and house, she's a gold digger. Yeah, again, good luck with that, buddy. I don't need too much money in life. I can just have my normal 9-to-5 job, and it gives me everything that I need. Again, good luck with that, because it lasts there's a short window on that. She's going to like me for me, because at the end of the day, he might have a nice car, but he's a fucking dickhead, mate. He's a dickhead. Yeah, but he's like fucking balls deep in your dream woman 7 nights a week. And you're there bitching about him. Who's the bigger pussy out of those two people? Okay, guys?